The faith of Israel. The faith of Israel, which we can as well call the religion of Israel. In this unit, we shall examine a little bit of the history of the religion of Israel to provide us a context for the rise of prophecy in Israel. What was the prevailing situation before the rise of prophecy in Israel? We will consider patriarchs like Abraham. We will consider briefly his background and relationship with God at covenantal level. We shall examine the faithfulness and unfaithfulness of kings and priests in Israel, and the disobedience, idolatry, injustice, and unrighteousness of the people that precipitated the need for prophecy in Israel to return the people of God back to their faith in Yahweh. And so, we talk about Abraham. Abraham, the founding father of Israel, was born about 4,000 years ago in Ur of Chaldeans. Ur, Chaldeans, Chaldeans. Abraham, the founding father of Israel, was born about 4,000 years ago in Ur of Chaldeans. That is about 2000 BC, in a place located in modern-day Iraq, north of Persian Gulf, which then was a Sumerian city, whose people, according to source SCH WARZ 1999, were literate, manufactured copper and glass, had wheeled vehicles, practiced astronomy, medicine, and mathematics. Page 34 of the work of source 1999. SCH The call of Abraham was to bring God's blessing to all people as contained in Genesis chapter 11 and chapter 12. It also serves as the election of Israel as God's chosen people, which came to be enacted in Sinai covenant under Moses when Israelites became a nation, as reflected in Exodus 12 to 24. That is Exodus chapter 12 through to chapter 24. And as renewed in Deuteronomic account of Pentateuch. You will need to read Deuteronomy chapter 1 to 31. Essentially, the foundation of the faith of Israel was laid in these two covenants, namely Abrahamic covenant as contained in Genesis chapter 12 and Sinai covenant as specifically stipulated in the Torah, that is Pentateuch, and summarized in Exodus chapter 20. What we have said so far here is that the faith of Israel, or the religion of Israel, was laid in two prominent covenants: the Abrahamic covenant, you find this in Genesis chapter 12, and the Sinai covenant, you find this narrative in Exodus chapter 20. However, the stories of northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom, that is Judah, were solid state and can be considered as solid chapters in the history and religion of Israel. It was argued that many kings, about 19 in the northern kingdom of Israel, and 20 in the southern kingdom, Judah, and priests paid homage to the fertility gods and other deities of the Canaanites they dispossessed. More so, Israelites persecuted and oppressed their own people, especially the weak, and unfortunately the powerless. This is better exemplified in the narrative and prophetics of Amos. Just like Hosea, Micah, and Isaiah documented it appropriately. Those books will further illustrate the entire concept of prophecy and prophets in ancient Israel. Furthermore, the corrupt practices, oppression, and faithlessness of kings and priests in ancient Israel led to the fall of both northern kingdom of Israel in 721 BC and the fall of southern kingdom of Judah in 586 BC. Note those 2 days. As a result of sin and unfaithfulness, God allowed the northern kingdom of Israel to fall by 721 BC into the hands of the Assyrians, while the southern kingdom counterpart of Judah fell in 586 BC into the hands of the Babylonians. The resultant exile or captivity tested the faith of Israel. For God had declared that He was going to judge and punish Israel for their faithlessness, disobedience, idolatry, injustice, and unrighteousness, such as foretold by the 8th century prophets Amos, prophet Hosea, prophet Micah, and prophet Isaiah. In other words, the Israelites had the privilege of being foretold, F-O-R-T-H, and foretold, F-O-R-E. However, the world's restoration of ancient Israel in 539 BC under Persia King Cyrus and modern state of Israel in 1948 AD in their homeland, and promise of future redemption as contained in Isaiah chapter 42 to 66. And so in this unit, we had examined briefly the historical context of the religion of Israel, the faith of Israel, leading to the rise of prophecy. We look at the patriarch Abraham, his covenant with God in Genesis chapter 11 and 12. We also noted the Sinai covenant under Moses in Exodus chapter 20 to 24, or specifically you might pick from Exodus chapter 12 to 24, and also well detailed in Deuteronomy chapter 1 to 31. We also look at the life and times of kings in northern kingdom of Israel and southern kingdoms of Israel, and we concluded that they were devoted to fertility gods and deities of the Canaanites they had dispossessed, and they were unfaithful and oppressed their own very people. which provoked God to foretold and foretold their punishment under the Assyrian and the Babylonians. These were the prevailing circumstances that led to the rise of prophecy. But we had this history of the restoration of ancient Israel in 539 BC and finally in 1948 AD. Of course, the prophet Isaiah documented in his prediction in Isaiah chapter 40 to 66. Thank you for listening.